All right, Fun Football Podcast. Actually, oh my gosh, this is the last one of this show before the season starts. Because next week we'll have a Blitz episode, and then I'm on vacation. I'll have a little draft special for you guys. But this is, I've been excited about this one for a minute. So we got some special people here. I got Med, so we could have a Bears fan, although he takes it really well. So, like, you know, we'll probably only throw him so many Bears jabs. He's heard all of them. He's heard them all. I'm not, yeah, exactly. He's heard them all. So we got Med, my co-host on Blitz. We got Bill, the co-host of Fun Football Podcast. We've got Rev Trev, who's been on the show before, and I've been on his. How you doing, man?
Good, doing well. Thanks for having me. Go Pack, go!
There we go. It's almost time. It's almost time. We're only 2 weeks out. I can feel it. We're almost there. I love it. And we've got Matt Ramage, who's done a lot of stuff with Rev Trev, and I've been watching his stuff for a minute, so I'm excited. I don't know where Med went. We'll figure that out. Okay. Anyways, really excited to have you guys. How are you doing, Matt?
I am good. I'm actually Friday night's my drinking night. Also Tuesday, Thursdays, and Wednesdays, but Friday night's the main night. No, but I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. Thank you for joining us. Seriously, I'm really excited. I don't know where Med went, which is unfortunate. There he is. He usually doesn't have any problems.
Sorry, I heard Go Pack Go, and I was like, you know what?
Hey, dude, I'm out of here.
I got to. Well, Jason in the comments is giving us a Go Pack Go, which we knew was going to happen.
Dude, bring the Go Pack Goes. Let's go to the comment section here. Let's go.
Okay, we got some more. We got, hey, here we go. This guy's been super excited. We got a Cowboys fan watching us. Wow. Yeah. Thank you for watching the Packer and Bears show. That means a lot. So, and he's been looking forward to this. And I have too. We will not, I promise you, Med, we will not. Oh, what is this? No. The Cowboys. No. That's a bigger Cowboys fan.
This is coming from a.
They didn't suck come the playoff time last year, though.
No, we didn't. Not against Dallas.
No, Dallas. It's like practice time for the Packers. You know what I mean?
We just renewed our ownership of the Cowboys. Like we own the Bears. We were like, let's just renew the ownership on the Cowboys. Let's just let them know that we own them. And I live in Texas, so it's like extra special for me. Me and Bill are resident Packer fans. We're both like less than an hour from Jerry World, so this is like extra special.
And Isaac, isn't it kind of nice that he actually has a future free agent as his profile picture right there? I mean,
he might not even be a Cowboy this year. He might just sit out the whole season and say, "I don't want to do that."
Guys that want out. That's every good Cowboy player is looking. How can I get out of here? It's kind of like me at my job. Can I leave early? Can I go home?
That was me this afternoon. I was like, in my last class, I'm a teacher. I was like, I'm ready to get out of here. Like, I'm ready for this show. Let's just do it. I just want to talk some football. My kids are like, what time's your show? I'm like, it's not for a few hours, but it's going to be a good one. The Cowboys fans having some fun with us. 48-16 is kind of tough, right? Those two garbage touchdowns didn't really matter much, did they? Yeah. I wasn't going to throw some shade at the Cowboys, but
I'm ready for shade. Let's throw some shade.
I mean,
okay.
Think about it. Dak raised his profile from making around $30 million a year to supposedly $65 million a year with those two touchdowns. So,
he's like, I threw 400 yards in a playoff game. It's okay. 3 touchdowns when it mattered.
Pay me.
Garbage time BS.
Dude, I hope they do it too. Give him every penny. Give him all that money.
That's my hope. I want them to pay him 70 mil. Break the record by like 15 mil. Don't even just go a little bit over. Break it totally.
Jerry can even dip into his pockets, you know what I mean? Give him some on the side a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's like a son to him. We already knew that. His actual son works for the team. Employ Dak a little early. Okay, let's do something fun. Med, we will let you start. Let's all throw an insult. It's a Packers Bears
I want y'all to
rivalry.
go first so I could grill the cheese afterwards. Y'all go ahead.
Oh, you want to go last? Okay, let's all throw them our best Bears insult, and then we'll get going with some Packers Bears chat.
Yeah.
Matt, you want to start?
Right on the spot.
And insult for Bears fans?
Go for it.
I would I don't think you have to say too much other than 10-0. 10-0. Like the Packers have been owning the Bears. The thing about Bears fans, and with much respect to Matt over here, I usually don't do a lot of podcasts with Bears fans because I know, I don't want to get into I'm not like a debater, I'm not Skip Bayless over here. But
Skip
but
Bayless. He's the worst.
I can't stand him. No, but I'll say this, to start, I respect Bears fans as being loyal, good fans to their team.
I appreciate that.
And but Bears, if we're talking about the team, the Packers has had their number, and 10-0. The Packers Super Bowl 45 went through the Bears to get there.
Yep. And
just every turn, if I was a Bears fan, I would hate the Packers so much. I really would. Because I hate the Niners kind of for that same type of reason. Even though the Niners never went on to do anything, they never won a Super Bowl after beating the Packers in the playoffs. That's their whole claim of fame. But we're talking about the Bears right now. But the Bears, as a rivalry, I've had this rivalry, this hate in my heart for the Bears since a child. Because I grew up, the 80s. I was born in 79. So as my young years, I remember the Packers were not good. The Bears were so good. And my uncles and everyone in my house, every Sunday, my best friend lived next door. He was a Bears fan. They wouldn't let him come over on Sundays. Keep that kid the hell out of here. You know what I mean?
This reminds me of
grew up.
Stuff. I like this.
Yeah, I just grew up hating the Bears, and then when I started doing content, I just started making fun of the Bears, and that's kind of how it started with that whole thing. But dude, my hatred for the Bears is so pure. I hate them so much. I never want them to win again. But it's not even I don't I don't hate Bear fans. I know Bear fans. I think Bear fans are good people. They just like a trashy team. That's just I don't know. Actually, I feel bad for them. You know what I mean? But I respect Bears fans. But yeah, my Bears hatred, it goes deep. I never want them to win ever again. I hope nothing good ever happens for them.
I get it.
You know what's funny is I actually want it to be a rivalry, so it'd be because here's the problem for me. It's not, and no disrespect to Med, it hasn't really been a rivalry. They played an okay game the last game. It wasn't a massive blowout, but it hasn't been a rivalry. So I'd actually kind of want the Bears to be decent, so it's respectable. There's a part of me that wants that, but it is also fun sweeping them every year.
I don't
so it's not a rivalry anymore, though. It's the NFL advertises as the most historic rivalry, and I'm like, what rivalry? They haven't even won this decade. They need a quarterback.
Can I say one thing? Because I want to let everyone else talk. But
yeah, we'll go around.
The whole thing, with the rivalry, they haven't won, so it's not a rivalry. To me, that's not true. Because I hate the Bears to my soul. I hope they never win again. But let me say this to you. Wonder Years, the show for the older folk who remember that show. By the way. Remember, they would always play basketball, right? And he would always win. He would always win. And so, if you have a rivalry, with your brother playing basketball as a kid, and you always win, you never want to lose. You don't want your little brother to beat you. So it's still a rivalry. You still want to win so much. I never want the Bears to ever win. It's the most severe rivalry to me, and even in sports, but I'm not a big sports fan outside of football, so I can't really say that. But to me, it is because all the history, all the stuff. The Bears were on top. They had the win stack. The Packers kind of brought that back. Now the Packers have the win championship or whatever you want to call it. But dude, I never want the Bears to be good. I think it's a rivalry right now. We don't need them to be good. We don't need them. We don't need that in our life. We don't need it.
What this reminds me of, I'm a nerd, okay? I was so tired. I just watched something I know when I'm beat. I was watching The Last Dance, and there's a part in it where Jordan's talking about it's been literally almost 30 years since the Pistons beat them, and he's talking about how the hate still carries to this day. And one of the broadcasters, Michael Wilbon's, talking about how back then, after the Pistons had beat them a couple times, he's like, I had cousins in Detroit. We didn't even talk to them then. We hate, we love you, but we hate you right now. We're not doing it. And it's just like this. There was such the Pistons Bulls when Jordan was ascending, and even after he beat them, was such a hate I get it. And I haven't lived in Green Bay in a long time. For me, I'm just going to be frank. I hate the Cowboys. It's because I hate Cowboys fans because they're toxic. Because they think every year is their year, but they keep thinking it because Jerry sells them on the Kool-Aid. I think deep down Bears fans, except for maybe this year because of Caleb, they haven't actually thought they're going to win a Super Bowl legitimately in droves in a long time. The Cowboys drink Jerry's Kool-Aid and think it every year. So for me, living here, I'm just going to put it on Front Street. I hate Cowboys fans. They're nauseating. And
But
Bill can speak to that too.
I hate so many fans. That's a whole other show.
Mhm.
I can have a list of all the.
Okay, so all right, so we're gonna do our shade, and then I want to preview the division. I want to talk Packers. I want to talk some Bears. The Bears have had one of the most interesting off seasons of any team.
Oh, wow.
But let's finish our shade round, and then I got to hear what Matt's got. Rev, what you got, man, for Bears fans?
Listen, it's there's like 4 Bears fans I love. Okay, think they're great.
This guy's one of them.
People. Med's one of those guys.
All right.
Med's
I
one of
like
them.
Med because Med's realistic. I like
Med's great.
realistic fans.
Yeah,
The problem
You don't
with
like
Bears
me.
fans is they're not realistic. They're retarded. Sorry, I should not have said that. Check that.
No,
Cross
that's
that out.
fine. Don't get
They're
canceled.
not that. They're not that. I should not say that word. I
I
apologize.
don't condone this.
yeah.
They are not. They are not that. They are loud, and they have not won in a long time. Now, this year, I think they're turning it around. I think they're turning their franchise around. I hope not, but I think they are. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't know why they hate us so much. Like the 49ers have owned us for a long time. And you know what I do with 49ers? I just respect them because they've been better.
Mhm.
Bears fans don't do that. What they do is they say, we're going to own you. It's like it's been 10-0. It's been 10-0. And then we start talking about championships, and they're like, oh, they're called Choketown. What? 1985. Listen, the 49ers, you saw me post this in August. The 49ers, we've been losing to them in the playoffs over and over and over. You know the last time the 49ers won was forever ago.
They
right?
haven't.
Is it
It's been longer than the
1993, something like
Cowboys.
that?
1995.
1993, 94. The Bears were 85. The 49ers are in the early 90s. The Packers are in 2011. And you're going to call us Choketown? Let's be honest. So if there's 49ers fans in here, hey, congratulations. You beat us in the playoffs. Guess what? You haven't won a Super Bowl in forever.
There you go.
Rev's
So,
on here.
but
I people forget
I do
that.
love a lot of I love a lot of
I love
Bears
it.
players in the way of Walter Payton, Brian Urlacher was awesome to watch. But my favorite is Trubisky. That's the best draft pick ever. Jay Cutler, you knew there was death, taxes, and Jay Cutler's going to throw an interception. You know how it goes, right, everyone?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably be drinking that.
Why am I yelling?
Dude, Rev Trev's in the building, killing it.
That's
People
not true.
like Friday
People don't like
nights.
that.
Dude, no, you speaking gospel over here. Can we get an amen?
All right, Bill.
Rev and Matt, that was great. I got to go last because I've got a really good one for Matt. He's going to hate it. Bill, what would yours be for Bears fans?
Well, hey, I got to respect, again, back in the 80s, I grew up in Illinois. I went to Soldier Field, watched a lot of games against the Packers. Richard Dent was a monster. Mike Singletary, you watching them, they put the hurt on us too. Walter Payton just ran through us like it was nothing. So, I mean, hats off to the Bears fans. They deserve some winning seasons. But I got something for you guys. What do you get when you pair a Bear fan with 38 years? What do you get?
No championships.
You get no Super Bowls. That's right. Very good. Exactly.
That's
So
a long time.
that is a long time. You guys are due some century, but you'll get there. You'll get there.
I'm not sure they will.
I don't know. I think they're starting to build the right pieces.
I think they're definitely on the right path, but they ain't there yet.
They'll be
No, they're not there yet. No.
But they're making similar to like the Lions when you start to see like, all right, they're doing the right things, and like I don't like it, not a fan. But like,
You know what? I'm so old. I remember the Bears winning the Super Bowl. William Perry scoring a touchdown.
The Super Bowl show.
Think about how many Bears fans have never seen that, experienced that. Med, you've got to be up there. You've got to have seen it. You were there. You were alive, right?
Well, I'm 43, bro. I saw it.
Okay, just barely. What?
Dude, I'm 45 and I didn't see it. I was 6.
I'm 36. I wasn't alive. Yeah.
I was there.
I was alive, but I'm not sure I was watching.
Your
defense was awesome.
Your dad was like, "You're not watching this crap."
The Super Bowl shuffle, baby. Super Bowl shuffle.
My mom probably didn't allow it on the TV. The Bears are on. Get the hell out of here.
All right, Matt, I've got a good one for you. You ready for this?
What do we got?
Jay Cutler.
Oh,
Yeah. That's all you got to say.
That's all I got to say.
Dude, I posted. I remember years ago I posted a video
elliptical Jay Cutler. Elliptical Jay Cutler. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
There's a video of Jay Cutler throwing interceptions to the Packers.
Oh, dude.
It's 11 minutes long. That video is 11 minutes long, bro.
He's not lying.
All I have to do for Matt is bring up Jay Cutler, and he's like, I
go on YouTube.
Jay Cutler. So that was like a younger brother jab. But
I can barely watch that video on my break without being laid back. You know what I mean? Like that's how long this video, Jay Cutler throwing interceptions to it's mostly just Charles Woodson.
It is.
Charles Woodson, yeah.
It's a Charles Woodson highlight reel.
Oh, man.
Watching you two together, so I knew this was going to be great. And I rarely get to have Bill and Med on together. So I do a show with Med every week, and me and Bill do a show every week. But I've watched you two together, and I've done with Rev, so I knew this was just going to be great. Plus, I've seen both of y'all's Bears takes, so I knew it'd be good. But we got to give Med a chance to rebuttal.
Yep.
No, for real.
So Med,
let's give another round of applause over here. The Bears fan who's getting trashed on, all right, and taking it like a boss.
So good, I'm here.
He takes it like a champ.
Dude, I could. You gotta. Well, like y'all kind of said, I mean, it's been a rough 38 years. I mean, you gotta develop skin like concrete to be able to watch what we watched, and we were, unfortunately, our ownership has basically said, just be patient. Our time is coming. I was like, motherfucker, it's been going on for 38 years, bro. We've been more than patient. But I mean, I'm glad to see y'all here today. Whenever I look at y'all's jerseys, I think about going to take trash out to the road. It looks just like my trash cans outside. Recycling day is Wednesday. I'm good for it. But I'll tell you why Bears fans do hate on Green Bay Packers fans. It's because y'all's franchise is stable, like literally and truthfully.
Yeah,
true.
You went from Hall of Famer to Hall of Famer, and damn it, it looks like you might have another Hall of Famer. And you sit there and you're like, God, I would mad. I mean, it's biblical. I hate y'all guys. It's all good. I love y'all. I hate you. And I mean, if a meteor was to, like, come from the heavens and just crash down, I'm sitting there thinking, you know what, Lambeau Field would be a good touchdown. Lambeau leap into that. How about that? But you look at what your roster is right now. Out of the 54 pre-roster spots that you have, 47 are drafted by the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Wow. And I mean, when you look at the Bears roster, I stopped counting.
I can count. You want me to count? I got it up. You want me to count?
How many were drafted by?
All right. Well, actually, I'm going to need a little bit of help because I know most of your players. I think you guys drafted Caleb Williams, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
maybe him.
I've heard about it.
It's going to take forever, boys.
Yes,
yeah.
It's not enough.
Well, this is going to be an hour show, so we can't really stick on that. But I would say about 50-50. So
yeah. That's what I'm
when
at.
you're looking at a team that has almost a 90% retention rate, I mean, you're doing something right. I mean, you're drafting 3 safeties in one draft, but one of them has got to be great. And I think y'all actually knocked the stuffing out of it with this year's draft. I mean, it's a solid to me. I actually graded it higher than Isaac. And
yeah, you did. We did our grades. It was
just amazing. And he graded the Chicago Bears higher than I did. So, I mean, it's just one of those things that, I think that right now, I am one of those players that doesn't really. I am a former player, played some semi-pro, but I'm also one of those guys that if you haven't beat anyone in a while, it's not a true rivalry. I still hate y'all. Don't get me wrong. It's still there, and I know that it's mutual, baby. In fact, there's something I want to add on at the end of the show. I think it'd be really cool for all of us to do this one particular thing and get some other people that are in the chat group to probably join us. So I'll wait till the end of that. So anyway,
yeah. I don't even know what that is. That's a surprise. Cool.
Pleasure to see four of my favorite Packer fans. Quick story real quick. My ex-fiance was a Packer fan. So
is that why she's an ex?
That's exactly
what it like. And you married her?
Ex-fiance means
I felt like I went into spousal abuse because her team was beating my team's ass.
Yeah. She's like, yo, I can't marry this woman. She's too happy all the time in December, January, February.
I was thinking of something else. That is awesome, Matt. That is so much better.
That was pretty good.
Let's go ahead and get into it, bro. Let's do
okay.
Be unequally yoked, bro.
Okay, I gotta ask the $1 million question, and we'll hit Packers. We're gonna be nice to Med here. I want to get y'all's thoughts. What do you guys think of Caleb Williams? Do you think he's the quarterback the Bears have been longing for? Did they set him up for success? And does he looks like he's got more tools to me than Fields. He gets rid of the ball quicker. It's going to come down to, can he process and make decisions quickly? I'm a little worried about his tap dancing. Like, it's going to be great at times, and then he's going to get wrecked. But he's going to take some hits behind that offensive line. But do y'all think Caleb's going to finally give them stability at quarterback?
This is my opinion on it. He better be good.
Exactly.
You drafted him to be great. If he is not great, I don't like. The reason why you drafted him was because he's fantastic. Okay, he was the consensus number one. You didn't do a stupid thing and trade back and went and got Trubisky or trade up to get like this is the guy. You were smart enough to get the consensus guy. So it's the Trevor Lawrence, but you're just praying that he's not Trey Lance. You're just praying that he's not the Trubisky coming up. You're just praying that you've surrounded him with the talent, and you have, right? The Odunez he's fantastic. DJ Moore, I wish he was a Green Bay Packer. I'm a huge Keelan Allen fan. Okay. Yep. But here's the problem. You didn't improve your O-line enough. And so welcome to the NFL, Caleb Williams. You're going to have to be a bit like Justin Fields and run for your life sometimes. So I'm thinking he's either going to be great or he's going to be a bust. I don't see there's middle ground. He might take a couple years to figure it out, but he's talented. He's a little strange as a person, but who cares? Whatever you do on the field is what matters. So for me, I think he's a really good player. But he's got to prove it now. And there's a lot of people that had potential that didn't do it. So we're going to find out. But all I know is people are coming. And I understand why Bears fans are excited, and they should be. But I'm interested to see how he does.
And we got he comes in. We're going to have to bring him on the show again soon on Blitz. He thinks they got a shot at splitting. I'm going to hit that comment in a second. We're going to come back to that. And Hot Take, thank you for coming in. We got to give him support in the comments. He says he disagrees. I think people are really sleeping on some of the signings by the Bears. So we're going to hit that. Okay, let's keep going.
Remember the signings of the linebackers last year? And everyone said that was amazing?
Yeah, dude. People get excited about
like what the sweat trade that made the difference for them.
Yeah,
the sweat transformed.
Sorry, Matt, you're good.
No, you want me to talk now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. What are my thoughts on Caleb Williams?
Yeah,
I think that like he seems to have the tools to like get the job done. Like you're building the deck. I feel like he's got all the tools to build the deck. But like he's probably got I feel like he might have a supervisor doesn't know what the hell's going on. So like that is what I wonder about, because the Bears haven't shown that they can build a quarterback, because I think Justin Fields is a good quarterback. I feel like I'm not saying that like he's like could be one of the greats or whatever, but like I feel like he was good enough to get the job done, but they didn't use him the right way. I know that they have different people there now, but I feel like until the Bears prove it that they can take a good quarterback and like make him, and get the best out of him. That's what you want. Like when you have a quarterback, get the most out of him. Whether it's Tim Tebow, whatever, whoever you got. Like, can this guy run? Can he throw it? What's his like strengths? And then put him in those positions. I'm not sure the Bears can do that. They haven't proved it yet. And I hate the Bears so much, so I'm so biased. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm biased. I'm so biased, man.
It's all good. It's all good. I get it.
But I do think that Caleb Williams has the tools. I've seen, some preseason. I think Bear fans get excited about preseason a little bit because like Jordan Love had those same type of throws, like crazy stuff, but also, missed the net a few times. And then Bears fans and Viking fans took that clip, him missing the net. Oh, look at this guy. He sucks. So I think people get excited about preseason. But I also think that Caleb Williams, obviously, like he was the first pick in the draft for a reason. Like everyone kind of knew like he was like that dude. But like, can they mold him to be a pro? Because I think that's what it is. Like even like Lamar Jackson, my favorite non-Packer player. I love watching Lamar play. I love watching his press conferences. I think he's a good guy. And like, he's running around and he's doing all this stuff. And then they kind of like showed him like last year, where you don't have to run around. You don't have to take those hits. Kind of throw the ball, run when you get the chances. But like you have to coach up these quarterbacks. And starting his first year is brutal. I think starting in your first season, it works sometimes. CJ Stroud, there's a lot of guys that works out for, but sometimes I feel like it ruins your confidence. Like you start getting, especially the O-line, like Rev said, that O-line isn't up to par. He starts getting hit, playing the Packers. You got Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith stripping that ball, running in for touchdowns. How does he handle it? You know what I mean? We'll see. But I do think that Caleb Williams is potentially could turn this franchise around, but I think it has a lot to do with like people in charge, coach and training, all that stuff. And can they put him in the right positions? And I hope not. You know what I mean? I hope they keep this thing going because I would like to see Caleb Williams. I would, it would make me really happy. Watch Caleb Williams be the starter of the Steelers in like 40 years and like just ball out. You know what I mean? Because like the Packers players, when they're done after like a Hall of Fame career, they go to the Jets. So after they bust out in Chicago, they go to Pittsburgh. That's just, I didn't make the arrangement. That's just what it is.
It is what it is.
It's like how our guys go to the Jets. It's just the same thing. Yeah, that happens.
Except for it's after like Hall of Fame stuff instead of busting out.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, interrupted. By the way, I get excited. My bad.
No, that's all right.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen for Mad's sake because in 4 years he's going to be freaking. He's going to be freaking miserable watching this again. So people in the comments have got some good stuff. I'm going to hit it really quick and then we'll hit Bill.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson is pretty special at corner. Edwards did lead the league in tackles. Sweat, I feel like, was the transformation on that D. When they made that midseason trade, that defense was pretty legit down the stretch. It improved significantly like ours did down the stretch. This is going to come down to Eberflus, I think, too. I agree with this comment. If we're going to find out if he's a good coach, the team was a little better last year, or he's on the hot seat.
Dude, remember that reduce, reuse, recycle? We used to learn that in school. That's the Bears philosophy. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
That's what the Bears do every 4 years.
I'm sorry, man. I like Matt.
It's all good.
That's great, dude. We do.
I'm gonna have you on my podcast.
I'm down. I'm down.
There we go. One of our guys, one of our former guys. Also, what am I doing?
What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. You
gotta get.
That's apparent. That's apparent. What kind of operation are we running over here, Rev Trev?
That was bad. He said Caleb looks legit. I swiped up and I couldn't get to come back up. No, he says he's gonna have rookie growing pains, but he thinks he has it. Mm-hmm. I want to see. I don't know. Med's excited now, and he was down on the guy.
Oh, very.
Ned.
I was pissed. Well, Bill's got to go first.
Yeah, Bill, what do you think?
Bill.
Hey, I'm listening to all you guys, and I'm just looking at and I'm a Packer fan, true and true, but I'm looking at, you got DJ Moore, okay, you got Keenan Allen, You got Adunze, or however you say that name. You got a mobile quarterback now. You have DeAndre Swift as your rec. You have a three-way threat here. You got a mobile quarterback. You have a good running back, and you got some receivers out of the backfield. That's not going to be a chump change. That offense, again, yes, the offensive line is iffy, but if he can even scramble out and give him a couple extra seconds to find the open guy, they're going to be scary. I really think they're going to be a challenge to the Packers this year.
Oh man, we got a question in the comments. I wonder who did this. I don't even. Oh, it's Rev Trev.
There he is again. Twice the
Handle
beauty.
the Jalen Johnson comments.
Jalen Johnson, DJ Moore, Caleb, and Adunze. Will this team make the playoffs? You know what's funny, guys? I gotta get Med's take, but I actually had the Packers. I had the Lions winning the division. I want to see our defense first. I try to be as unbiased a Packer fan as I can. I have us at 11-6. He's like, no.
What's going on?
Here's the problem. I don't want to get too excited, and then they upset me because I'm tired. As a Packer fan, I'm tired of losing the playoffs.
Well, y'all got rid of Joe Barry, so I mean that'll help
yeah.
a little bit.
That helps.
Dude, the Packers are winning. The Packers are winning.
Although
they're going to win the NFC North.
I'm telling you. You can save this. You can quote this, whatever you want to do.
Oh, I'm bringing you back on.
Packers are winning the division.
They're going to beat the Lions?
Yes. I think the Lions, remember last year when the Lions lost that playoff game?
Yeah.
And Coach Campbell, who I respect, I love that dude. I think he's good. He said this was our shot. And he was being real. Like, dude, I feel like that was their shot. That was their shot to as far as the NFC goes, and we'll see what happened.
There's some credence to that.
The Packers are coming, bro, and the Bears are coming behind them. I feel like the Bears are on the right path, but they're not there yet. And also, I'm extremely biased as they come. But dude, I feel like the Packers are gonna be so good this year. The Lions are gonna be too. I'm not saying that they're gonna be chumps, but I feel like the Packers are gonna win that battle. But the how many teams can go to the playoffs from this division?
I have three.
Realistically,
I have three.
Dude, I don't think three can. I think it's gonna be Packers and the Lions. I don't feel like the Bears. They would have to win a lot of games.
Who else do you have making it? Because I was running out of teams. Like I think Dallas is going to stumble significantly.
Oh yeah. I don't think.
I'm running out of teams in the NFC. That's where I like the 49ers.
There will be a team that pops up that you didn't think should. You know what I mean? Like those teams always pop up. It's never the Vikings. But like a team will pop.
Not this year.
You got to throw random shade every now and again. No, the Vikings are. I will tell you this, and you can look at this. You can look back at stats. Every 10 years, the Vikings pop up. Every 10 years, the Vikings pop up. They almost do something. They'll win a playoff game. They'll call it a miracle. They'll be like, "Oh, it's a miracle!" in whatever trash stadium they play in. That's what happens to the Vikings. So I don't know when the last time they won a playoff game, but it'll be 10 years from then. But
isn't it great?
It won't be this year. It won't be this year. The Vikings will do nothing this year. And I actually feel bad for Viking fans. I do.
I do too.
They had some bad injuries. I don't celebrate injuries at all.
No.
But like I feel like
that one sucks.
I think it's hard for three teams to come out of any division, no matter what division it is. And I agree. I feel like the Packers are going to win the division. I think the Lions are going to be second. I think it's going to be very close. I don't think the Packers are going to like steamroll them. I think the Lions are going to be very competitive this year. I think it's going to be a battle to the end. But I feel like the Packers are going to win that thing. Extremely biased, by the way. But I feel like the Bears are going to be like just under that. I feel like the Bears are going to have a good start. We'll see like how Caleb does with that no offensive line. But obviously, like Bill said, he's got the tools, he's got the receivers, he's got the guys. But can the offensive line keep him clean? Can they protect him? And like he'll make some plays. Like Caleb Williams this year is going to make some plays. That'd be a sports center. They're going to be like, oh, this is crazy. But he's probably going to make some plays that's going to make I'm going to post and I'll make fun of him. You know what I mean? Like he's going to make those rookies.
He's going to bring me on.
Yeah. And I'm going to make a reel. I'm like, oh, what did I say? I'm just laughing.
Where's man?
That's just how it is. But I think Caleb's going to make some plays this year that are going to have people like, all right, this is that dude. But like, can they holster that to like get the best out of him, but not the worst? And I'm not sure that the Bears have proven that they can manage a Hall of Fame quarterback. They might want to call Green Bay and be like, "Yeah, what's the secret, bro?"
They sit him for 3 years. They sit him for 3 years behind a Hall of Famer, and the Bears didn't go get a vet. That's what I'm concerned with. And their ownership undermines, and I think that's why they've had they've had team problems for years, and they've in the 2000s they had a solid defense, and they're trying to rebuild that. But my problem with them, and me and Med have talked about this, that's my concern. I want to hit this comment really quick. I like this one. Not that. Sorry.
Go back.
like.
Yeah, no, I do agree with the line.
What's up, Jason? Shout out to Jason over here.
I had the Packers one game behind the Lions, and I had the Bears at 9-8, stealing a wild card by tiebreaker over Dallas. I don't buy Dallas at all. I don't buy Seattle. I saw a comment on that from Joe earlier. That's my concern. Here's the thing: the reason why I like the Lions, they did hit their secondary, and that was their big weakness. It comes down to Jared Goff and Campbell. Can they elevate that team? They're the threat in the division right now. I'm going to be surprised if the Bears, like some of these guys, I could name names.
I gotta
like
take
Nick Wright.
Yeah. Name I'm just kidding.
Oh man, I mean, some of the people saying the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl. It's like, no, they're not.
That's stupid.
But
first of all, there's zero chance the Bears can win the Super Bowl. There's zero chance. I mean, I love you, Med. You know what I mean?
You're good, bro. No,
but like, dude, that'd be like last year the Packers fans talking about we're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm the most biased fan ever. Last year was like the only year ever I didn't say we're gonna win a Super Bowl, because I feel like the Packers always had like a opportunity, and I feel like the Bears are gonna be on the come up. They're gonna fix this thing if they have the right people. If they did pick the right people, they're absolutely doing the right things to like be in that position in the next couple of years. I hope not. I hope not.
Comment. Oh man, I gotta hit.
Why don't I just say this? I don't know why.
Why are you just saying it? I gotta get Med's take in a second, but yeah, go ahead. All right.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I think the Bears are in the conversation. I think there could be 3 teams from our division that are going for the playoffs. I do think the Bears are close. Okay, because they won 7 games last year. If they can just win 2 more, they're there. That's all they have to do. But the audacity, Isaac, that you think the Cowboys are worse than the Chicago Bears?
Wow.
Like, where are?
Wow.
Are you watching this?
I got my rebuttal.
You're in Dallas, bro. That's why. You're so blinded by your hate.
Yeah.
You got to listen to Yoda. Yoda told us what leads us to the path of hatred. You're turning to the dark side, man.
I'm watching.
You got to keep the glasses like you got it. I don't know what's going on.
Isaac in the dark side, you guys see.
Exactly.
Nicely played, though.
You should do the quotes.
Okay, here's why. CeeDee Lamb hasn't reported. They don't have a running game. Their offensive line, I like Cooper Beebe, but it's totally being overhauled. So even if they bring Lamb back, it's Dak and Lamb, and they have an okay tight end. Brandon Cooks doesn't really have it anymore. They lost their third receiver, Gallup. They only have one weapon on offense. I don't trust their running backs. Really, seriously, might be one of the worst running back groups in the league, and that's not being biased.
No,
unless you truck Zeke at this point or Rico Dowdle, and I don't see it. I wouldn't even draft him. Seriously, like they're on my do not draft list. The Cowboys running back room is on Isaac's Fun Football Podcast. Do not draft list. Don't touch it. Stay away. Draft Dak or CD. You'll be fine. I drafted Ferguson. Don't draft that running back room. It's going to suck. Their defense, here's my concern. They let Gilmore go. He was their best corner, and he just signed. They could have signed him all offseason. They lost their starting linebacker. They lost their starting defensive tackle. They lost one of their best ends. He had 8 sacks for him last year.
Middle linebacker.
Van Der Esch. They lost like 8 starters, 2 significant players, and they only had a few draft picks. They didn't have all their draft picks. They only had like 5 total. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
No, but like I get what Trev is saying. The Cowboys were the number 2 seed last year.
And we smoked
Bears won 7 games. Whatever, it was 7.
We smoked
I
them.
do think the Bears are going to win. I would. If I had to guess right now, I'm a little buzzed up, and I don't want to admit stuff when I'm buzzed up. But I think the Bears are winning more than that this year. I think the Bears Probably right around.
That's where we were all in that vicinity.
If I'm being realistic, and I won't be realistic later on. You see me making videos tomorrow talking about the Bears winning 4 games. Mind your business. But like right now,
this is the best take. Okay,
I'm thinking about like 9 games. I think 9 games they could win. Like it depends how the O-line holds up. Because like if Caleb's getting killed in the first 3-4 games where it's just relentless, I assume it won't be like that where it's like just relentless. But if the offensive line just totally caves, like he's going to be in the world. I don't care how fast he is, how athletic you are. If guys are just be able to blitz you and just come at you and just destroy you, but I assume he's going to make some stuff happen. But like we'll see. But right now, I would assume that they're going to win like 9 games, and yeah,
it's possible.
I love Rev's sneaky.
What do you think, Trev? No.
No.
How many games are there? Because I was being nice because Med's over here looking sad. We're being very mean to him.
You're good. You and I are on the same page, Matt. We're on the same page. So 7 wins. Okay, they went from 3 wins, and all my Bears friends told me that they were going to make the playoffs. They got to 7. That's a huge jump.
Yeah.
But this guy in the comments, what does he say here? To be fair, the Bears should have won 10 last year. Shoulda, coulda, didn't, bro. Shoulda, coulda, didn't.
He's the new coach.
So I think the Bears need a new head coach too. But what I'm saying is 7 wins is significant. If you can get that, if you go to 8, you're not making the playoffs. If you get to 9, you got a chance. We got to 9 last year and snuck into the 7th seed. Yeah. That's where, like, but I saw you, Matt, and you're like, you're hesitating. You're like, should I say 10? I'm like, you better not say 10, or I'm literally unsubscribing to every flipping channel that you have. Okay, I'm just joking. And I'm subscribed to everything of Matt and Ramage. Okay, so
you guys are show together almost every week. That's great. I'm gonna unsubscribe.
I will say this straight up. I'm just trying to be nice to Matt because he seems a nice guy. He's a loyal Bear fan. He's got the big bear in the background. He's got a nice little setup. Seems like a nice guy. We've been trashing the Bears this whole time, and I would have sparked up if I was on a podcast with Bears fans and they were just talking about how great the Bears are. I would have closed my laptop a long time ago and just went back to drinking beer.
Med's awesome. Okay, we gotta hear from Med.
Shout out to Med.
Okay, Med. What do you think of Caleb now? I gotta hear this. I'm excited.
So one of the things, like I said before, with Justin Fields, I was all on the Justin train and everything like that. I understand what Peter is talking about. That's living for JC, the one that was talking about the should have won 10 games. The reason why he said that is there were 3 games in which Chicago Bears had a 10-point lead going into the 4th quarter that was lost due to turnovers from a Mr. Justin Fields. So
the most important position.
And, and when it went into that last game against y'all last season, where we lost 17-9, I knew right then and there that if he lost his job. And if he won, he would have stayed. That's just being 100% honest. Now, the one thing that I noticed about Justin Fields is he was basically a 2-read quarterback. He would look for Cole Kmet or DJ Moore. That's it. Mooney would be sitting there doing jumping jacks down the sideline, just waiting for him to throw the ball. It never happened. So when you watch Caleb Williams, especially in the Buffalo game, just watch some of the film. He actually goes into a progression where he actually looks at every single receiver. I'm not used to that. I'm sitting there like mind blown, like, holy shit, what is going on over here? He might actually have a quarterback that isn't Mitchell Trubisky, Jay Cutler. Like you said, I mean, you were talking about that video that was 11 minutes long. That would have been a century for me. I'm like, God, no, where's the knife? Cut my wrist.
Dude, it's a great time. It's a great time to watch it.
I'm going to have to watch that
on my social media.
I might watch you after this. I might, my wife will come back down here. Let's watch. Let's watch Jay Cutler.
11 minutes of Jay Cutler. All right. Minute number 4.
And you'll go ahead and just afterwards smoke a cigarette. Listen, I'm not. I actually had him going 8-9, 9-8 at the most.
Yeah,
I'm not really.
That's kind of where I'm at.
I'm not really looking at this year. I'm looking at next year. And the reason why I say that is it takes a minute of time. Y'all's Joe Barry, we had Luke Getsy.
Yeah.
Good luck, Las Vegas. You're going to need it. If anyone's sitting there throwing 20 freaking screens every single game, it's my number. It's a surprise play, not supposed to be a staple of your offense. And it's just, but they did bring in Shane Waldron, who made Geno Smith look good. We're talking about Geno Smith that was a New York Jet at one time and what looked like the interception champion of all time at one point.
Yeah.
He come in.
Favre argues.
Yeah, exactly. And then also last year, our defensive coordinator quit in the second game. Like literally after Aaron Jones had another one of his great, I'm playing against the Bears with no problems. I become Superman. And then I kind of do average with everyone else. But there's Bears again. It's like, wham. It's
kind of like, it's kind of like people at my work, like a machine breaks down. You got to do a bunch of work. Two people are like, I'm leaving. I'll take the points. I'm out.
You do, man. You don't have to say like where you were.
Like, I'm out of here. This place sucks.
Matt, I got a question for you, Matt. So sure. I don't mind Justin Fields. I think he didn't have an O-line. He was running for his life. I don't think the coaching was good. They got into his head. And when he went to Pittsburgh, I'm like, he's going to be the starter. I'm telling you this right now, he's going to be the starter. Why did the Bears trade him for a 6th-round pick and not keep the veteran there? Because if Caleb gets hurt, what do you have? I'm very concerned at the idea. Now, I get the whole thing, like, we don't want any drama, and it's the whole pressure. But, like, this is the NFL. You got to play, and you got to produce. Tell me, Med, other than that, why would they move on and only get a 6th-round pick for a guy who's been in their system and knows what's going on?
It's because they didn't want to split locker room. I mean, you have Justin Fields, who was a team guy. I mean, he was saying all the right things. He just wasn't completing on it. And when you're going in, you're going to get something brand new and shiny. I mean, shit, a lot of people are sitting there looking at Caleb Williams thinking that they're comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. You can't do that. I mean, he did great in college, don't get me wrong. His sophomore season, there was no way he was going to relive up to that hype of 40 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions, and oodles upon oodles of rushing yards. He wasn't going to do that in his junior year after he just did it with his sophomore year. Jaden Daniels did it. I was big on Jaden Daniels. But they got rid of him because of the simple fact that if he would have stayed in that locker room, that team would have actually messed with the chemistry, because you have these guys saying they want Fields, these guys that are okay with Williams, and it would have just undermined any kind of development for Caleb Williams.
I like what Bears. Yeah,
that is exactly
what he said.
That's exactly it. You can't have them both. You can't have them both.
Yeah, and
after the way it went down, a lot of Bears players were saying, Justin Fields, not even the Bears, but you look at other teams when they have a guy. Remember when Patrick Mahomes was drafted? You can go on Twitter and search it. They were mad. Chiefs fans were mad. They did not want Patrick Mahomes. They're like, this guy sucked. We got our guy. And that's kind of what it is in the locker room, too. Like, Justin Fields has been on that team, a lot of friends and all that. So they were all with him. And when Caleb Williams comes in, you're going to have a split locker room, guys who want. So you have to get rid of that old guy. I have no hate with Justin Fields. Actually, my son's a Justin Fields fan. Like at my house, we try not to talk trash about Justin Fields. But he doesn't listen to my podcast. All right. No, but I generally don't trash players anyways. But they definitely had to have that, because when you have a split like that, you gotta get rid of that one guy. I think Justin Fields, if he gets an opportunity in Pittsburgh, we'll see what happens there. Because I think Pittsburgh's a mess at quarterback. They don't know what they're gonna do, but I think
I don't think he was really hated by the Bears community, to be honest.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think Fields is loved.
Yeah, no, for the most part, I actually liked him, and I liked the fact that he exuded that confidence. But there is a story that they said during his the first season where he was there, and they had Andy Dalton and Nick Foles there with him, and they would sit there trying to talk to him and everything, and he just didn't want to listen to what they were saying. Like, he just neglected any kind of mentorship. And when you have that kind of, I guess, gumption, I don't know if that's the correct word, but when you have a player that is like that thinks that they're top of the world, nothing, their crap don't stink or anything like that, that's going to cause problems. Yeah, his O-line sucked. I mean, I went to an Atlanta Falcons Bears game in Atlanta and like really saw it firsthand. I'm like, God, our offensive line sucks. But also at the same time, they didn't support him with hardly any weapons. I mean, Kayla Herbert was pretty much it. And then, like I said, he didn't get DJ Moore until his last year there. So, when you have Darnell Mooney, who is not with the team anymore, as your number one option, you're not really going to do that much. And plus, also, Allen Robinson was like halfway out the door his rookie year. I mean,
good point.
Support.
Somebody's got a question in the comments, Matt. Oh, no. Sorry. Matt, go first.
Well, I do want to ask Matt a question. So, like Caleb Williams, all the hype this year, everyone saw. I don't know Caleb Williams. I've never followed him in college. I don't know all this stuff. People say that he doesn't take like bad losses well and like all this stuff. So, like you talked about that with Justin Fields, like with that like kind of drama type of stuff. Do you think Caleb Williams like is going to be good in the pros? Like, as far as like if things go bad, or the media in Chicago is crazy, right? Like the media and like the big,
it's a tough place to
these
play.
Big cities. So like, do you think that all that's going to go well? I'm not saying it's not going to, but I don't know, because I don't watch all the interviews. I don't go to the the training camps and all that stuff. So like, what do you think about that?
Okay. So when Mitchell Trubisky was playing quarterback and everything, and it was supposed to be it was the year after Cody Parkey double doinked.
That was a great day. I remember that day. That was a good one.
Trust me, I remember it too. It's like
that was a great day.
I think, dude,
I made so many memes that day. I remember that. That was a good day. I appreciate you. Hey, man, shout to Matt, reminded me of that day. That was a good day.
That was good. That was all fun. That was good. That was good. That was good. I like that.
So shit. Now I'm thinking of double doink now. So when you look at the way that I look at it, me being, I'm pretty sure everyone else has played football. If you're okay with losing, then you shouldn't really be playing the game.
Yeah.
And if he's sitting there and he's going up at, I won't be lying. I was talking crap when he jumped up in his mom's arms and started crying after the Washington loss. But the more you look at it, you look at Joel Embiid in NBA where he started crying after a playoff game. That means you want it. Yeah, he paints his team else. I don't care. Yeah, as long as you're winning games and you have the desire to win that game, I want you on my team. And when Chicago is a tough place to play. There are tougher places. I think New York would be probably a tougher place to play. I mean, you look at what shoes that Jordan Love had to actually fill when he went to Green Bay. Dallas. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that's the worst place to play.
I mean,
you don't want to do it unless you win Super Bowl.
Weird that like Chicago is such a tough place to play in, because you would think their expectations would be pretty low. You know what I mean? But it is. It's a big city.
It's a nice little slide in there.
No, Matt. I think that's a really good point.
It's a
this is the thing that drives me nuts about Bears fans.
Well,
is if I was a Bears fan, I would be like, "Hey, we've struggled." Like Med does. He's like, "We've struggled. We're building." Mm-hmm. Like last year, we did not know that the Green Bay Packers were still going to be really good. No. We were like, I'm not sure. We were like really calm in our predictions.
Yeah, we were.
Even Matt being a homer, like he's got a shirt that says homer, right? Even Matt was like, hey, not sure, but I'm going to enjoy the ride, right? That's what we talked about. Mm-hmm. And I love that about Matt, right? Because he's realistic. Okay, let's say realistic. Okay. So but what I'm saying is
last year I was.
Bears fans win 2 preseason games and they're like, we're winning the Super Bowl. Like
they're like,
it's crazy.
Bring on the statue. Bring on the statue.
Exactly. And I don't get that about Bears fans. I don't get that, because I think you should be a little more humble,
dude.
And I would be very like cautious if my team wasn't that great. I understand why Bears fans are excited this year. I get it. They have a lot to be excited about.
Right.
No, I will say this real quick
comments, man.
about.
Appreciate that. Thank
Look
you,
at
guys.
this.
I'll say like real quick about Bears fans. I have no problem with like Bears fans like being stoked. Like you got a guy or whatever. And first of all, you shouldn't care what I think anyways. Be happy, whatever. Be
They
sad.
do though, Matt.
Yeah,
They hate
but like,
you.
why do they do hate me? No,
I
but
love you though.
if
Man,
you
I think
are a
they
Bears
love
fan,
you.
like you should be happy about Caleb
Yes.
Williams. First of all, I don't care what color his nails are. I don't care
Yeah.
like what he does. That's like people like I will never make fun of that. First of all, there's so much more material. I'll just post the game clips. I know what's gonna happen. No, but like I think that Bears fans should be happy. Like you're okay. You should be happy. You have like the guy that you think is the guy. I know you thought the last guy was the guy,
Like I'm talking
and the
to my
guy before
psychiatrist
him
right
was
now.
the guy.
You should be
Like
happy.
you had all those guys you thought was the guy, but now you're really for sure this is the guy. And I actually kind of probably agree with you a little bit that Caleb Williams he has the tools to do it. But can you put it all together? Because it's more than just having the tools. I have tools. I can go to Menards tomorrow and buy all the tools.
Menards.
I could go to
No,
Menards
Menards.
tomorrow. No, I got one right here.
I'm
cooking right here. I could go to Menards tomorrow and buy all the tools, all the wood to put a roof on a house. But you know what I don't have? I don't know how to put a freaking roof on a house. That is like, it takes more. Not that Caleb Williams doesn't know how to play quarterback, but I'm saying, can they make those tools?
Can they build a house?
Yeah.
That was
the coaches
Yeah.
do all that, mental, physically, all that stuff. Because there's a lot
I got you.
of quarterback in the league. There's a lot to playing quarterback in the league. Like, dude, you look at Twitter, everyone's trashing you, whatever. All the stuff that goes with it. Like you have a bad day. Can your coaches pick you up and influence you to be like the best for tomorrow? You ever get like at your job where your boss just gives you a hard time, just drills you? The next day you walk in like, screw this place. I hate this place. I wish I could quit. You start thinking about like
Play
what
the
I
laundry
should be
every
doing
night.
this. I should be doing that. I could do anything but this damn job. So
I'm
like
just putting those kids to
there's a
school.
lot that goes into it. I don't know.
That's
I'm
what I
kind of
do.
rambling because I'm buzzed up. But
No, you're good. You're
I
good.
got your
Well,
comment.
I got something I got to ask really quick because if you guys want to boogie in an hour, we gotta. This has been fun though.
I do have
Matt,
one.
You
in
know
the
what's
chamber
funny is
for
it's
y'all.
just been, I've been like, I'm just gonna watch. This is great stuff. I love it. Seriously, I got to give a quick Caleb take. That's my one
Alright,
concern is with the Bears. You nailed it. Can they support it? Can they set up a quarterback for success? My biggest question is, it's not Fields. Why didn't they bring in any vet? Any guy? It doesn't have to be a scrambling quarterback. Why didn't they sign? I'm trying to think of like Tyrod Taylor, somebody who's been in the league for over a decade, who knows how to play. I think that would give Caleb the best chance for success. I'm a little like, if the Bears really want to succeed, you could let him sit a few games, or at least having that next to him who's been in the NFL for like at least 6 years, hopefully like 10, who's played in some big games. It's really meaningful experience. Guys, we got to be honest here. Jordan Love wouldn't be the quarterback he is if he didn't sit behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't see
like,
a chance. He was a developmental project.
But you have to have someone in that spot that is respectable, that they don't, because like Caleb Williams, right, is like the god, right? He's coming out. He's that dude. He's the Don. He's that man, right? So you got to have an Aaron Rodgers back there. You can't. I saw a comment, Tannehill. Like you can't have just a dude back there, right? Because you're saying, hey, Caleb Williams, you're the savior. You're the man. You're Brian Urlacher. You're Walter Payton. You're going to bring this team. You're going to beat the Packers, because that's every press conference talks about. We're going to beat the Packers. But first, before you do that, you're going to sit behind this guy who couldn't make a roster for the last 4 years. No, you have to have an Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. You have to have a Dan Marino. You have to have a GOAT.
That's tough.
Someone who you can't be like, hey, this guy hasn't thrown 14 touchdowns ever, but he's the starter. But you are the man. You're going to lift our franchise to the promised land. But first, you're going to sit behind this guy who everyone knows sucks.
not sit, at least just next to him,
No.
even with a clipboard.
No,
I
get that. You should have. I feel like you should have a guy who can help him, like propel him or whatever. But you can't have a guy who is going to be competition. Like if you're saying right out the gate, this guy is starting, he's our guy. Don't have someone who can be like someone take his job. It should be either someone starting way above him, someone who you're going to watch this guy for a year, or at least 6 months, or at least half the season. I shouldn't say 6 months, but half the season. Or it should be you're that man, and there's no competition. You're gonna be the guy, and then we're gonna draft some quarterbacks, and you're gonna get kind of help secure them. But like, I don't know where I was talking about.
So you were talking about building a house, but I got you, and I'm going back to that. But just
Holy, that was a long time ago too.
Yeah,
I blacked out. I blacked out halfway through, Trev.
I felt like I was doing like a speech to my players during a football game. What I could say about this, and I do have a Packers question if y'all want to get to that after what I say.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we got to hit it because I want to be good to Matt. We're at an hour. I want to let's say 10 more minutes, and
we're all
real
right.
Quick on the answer to Matt with what he said about building a house. We actually do have a guy that could actually build his house. The guy's name is Ryan Poles. Before that, I mean, he's been doing an excellent job. I mean, Bears fans, we love him. We're sitting there and we're raising our hands. We're like, Gandhi. But, I mean, you sit there and you look at what we had beforehand with Ryan Pace, who was just sitting there taking the picks and just tossing them out like candy at Halloween. And, the only one that really worked out was, I mean, he drafted Kevin White. He had, I think, 6 years where he averaged 4 receptions each year and never went over 1,000 yards, never scored a touchdown, and was a 6th overall pick. Shea McMillan. I mean, the picks when he actually did keep them, he didn't do crap with them. The only time that a trade worked out for him was when we got Khalil Mack from Oakland, and he came over and he transformed a defense very similar to what Montez Sweat did last year. So, but my question.
Yeah, what you got? I'm excited for it. Is this what you had cooking for us earlier?
Yeah,
I got some stuff.
Oh, you got a really big Bears channel watching this that you need to reach out to later. This Bears film guy, dude, is shots from the sideline, but we'll hit that in a little bit. I just looked him up and I was like, oh wow.
Talking about Tyrod Taylor, because everywhere Tyrod Taylor went, something happened to where he lost the starting spot.
Yeah, I'm not talking about a guy starting. I'm talking about a vet helping bring Caleb along. It's like what Matt said. Either he sits, you don't want a direct competition. Either Caleb's sitting or he's learning next to the guy while Caleb's starting. I think that's what I would want. I don't love throwing guys in the fire, but there wasn't a lot of free agents this season unless you wanted a Kirk Cousins, which I wouldn't mess with.
Well, I mean, also
Atlanta clearly didn't want it.
At the same time, do you draft someone number 1 overall just to sit him on the bench?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, like,
I think you should. It's in certain situations.
I think
not always. No,
I agree.
In the Bears situation, in the Bears situation, they should not sit him on the bench because they don't have no one better. You can't sit him on the bench for a scrub.
No.
If you have a guy in place, like even a Kirk Cousins type of guy, where you can be like, hey, this is the guy we're gonna let you watch, we're gonna let you learn, we're gonna let you not even just like learn, because I think when it goes to learning, it's about watching them practice, watching them watch film, learning how they do that, learning how to be a pro. But like if you have a scrub above you, like you're Caleb Williams, all right? You're saying you can't have some scrub like you're gonna learn from this guy. Like I'm better than that man.
I am better than that.
But because obviously the Bears, they don't know really good quarterbacks. So like this is the first one they had in a long time. I'm just kidding. No, but like if you have like a guy like Aaron Rodgers, whatever, Alex Smith, whatever, I don't care who it is, and I'd be a Packer player. But like if you have a solid quarterback and like a rookie can come in and like watch him, but like you can't, if you don't have no one, you have to just let him fly and hope.
They miss McMahon.
We do.
Yeah.
They miss McMahon.
I like Vince McMahon. He just had a birthday. Bill, he follows me on Twitter.
You're right. So who's the Bears' best quarterback of all time? People are going to say it's Vince McMahon, Jim McMahon.
Jim McMahon.
But it is Jay Cutler. It is Jay Cutler stats wise. This is my prediction. Caleb Williams will end his career as the best Bears quarterback they've ever seen. And when everyone just fell off their chair because they know I'm a Bears hater, just realize that is not a high bar.
Yeah. I was actually just going into my contacts to delete Rev Trev. No, but like
delete Rev Trev. He's going to be.
Dude, if Caleb Williams throws for 4,000 yards and like 30 plus touchdowns, he's the best quarterback ever. Dude, the bar is so low, bro. That's like when you ever like hang out with your friend and he's like a really crappy husband. And then it makes you feel better about what you do. Like, you know, like you go there, he's like a piece of crap.
Status. You gotta love it.
You're like, hey, you look at your wife, like, hey, I'm not a piece of crap like that guy.
Right?
That's kind of how it is with Caleb Williams. Dude, 4,000 yards, nothing.
No.
Guys do it all. Jordan Love did it his first year as a starter. Caleb Williams can't do it. He's a bum.
I mean, Justin Fields said he was going to do it last year, but not Isaac.
No,
the one cool thing is not exactly this, because I'm going to be asking about y'all's defense.
Oh, all right. I'm ready for this question. Bring on the defense. We've got some players.
I know y'all got some players. Y'all switching defenses, and I'll let y'all. I mean, I know this is your show, but Daddy's got a question. So
I can't believe you just referenced yourself as Daddy. All right,
you say Daddy. Wow. You say Daddy.
All right, now I got to hear this stuff. What you got?
So Jeff Hafley, of course, is y'all's big acquisition that y'all got in the offseason to fill in.
Xavier McKinney. Xavier McKinney was our big offseason acquisition.
Very, very true. And honestly, I think McKinney has a really good chance of being Defensive Player of the Year.
I think he's going to be a pro. He's going to be an all-pro player at least 2 or 3 times.
Hey,
at least.
I'm ready. I'm ready, Matt.
Okay, he's ready. All right. So you want to go first then?
No, I want to know what you're talking. You're talking about Jeff? Okay,
we're going with Jeff. At Boston College, this dude had an overall record of 22-26. He was 47% winning percentage in a conference that is Power 5, but doesn't other than Florida State and Pitt, and a couple others. I mean, it's not Clemson. There's not a few. There's mid-tier. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, 22-26. And in his 4 years that he was there at Boston College, his opponents racked up an average of 26 points per game. And when he went up against top 25 teams, he was 2-12.
Yeah.
How do you feel? What is your confidence level on the fact that this man is about to take a 3-4 defense, turn it into a 4-3, because that takes time. That takes a lot of time. And how much do you think? I mean, y'all got some players in the draft. I mean, y'all got the best linebacker in the draft this past year. You got probably the best safety with Bullard from Georgia this past year. I mean, y'all hit a home run. How do you think? How soon is it going to be before he transfers this defense into something that's rock solid?
I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, Rev, you go. Take it.
Here he is.
I hear you. I was surprised that we went with him, even though he's an upgrade from Joe Barry. Okay, that's the most important part of it.
An upgrade over Joe Barry. Let's just be real.
But in saying that, has he ever had the talent on a defense in his life that he's got in Green Bay? I think that there's sometimes that defensive coaches get the big boot because of some of the things that the poor execution by players, and they were prepared. They came in, and so I'm not going to say he's been the best defensive coach in the history of the game, but we've seen some college guys make the leap that were super successful that didn't pan out, like Saban, like some of these guys, right? So I'm not saying that your point isn't valid. I'm just saying he's never had players like this on his roster.
Right.
And if he can just utilize them, and if we can play better defensive football, which I think is going to happen, than Joe Barry. We made the playoffs with Joe Barry, bro.
That's impressive, actually.
So that's my
Finish that shit,
rebuttal.
Trev.
Your
That's my
buddy
rebuttal.
left you a comment, Rev. You want to respond to that?
Wow.
You even want to
That-
dignify that with a response?
Down.
Well, I
Just,
love Andy. I think he's a great
No,
guy.
Andy's great. I love Andy. He's the best.
Packers
Seriously.
are not horrible. He calls Jordan Love mid. He's praying that Caleb Williams is as good as Jordan Love.
Yeah,
So
he's
I
a guy, but
understand
he's
what
a troll.
Andy loves to stir it up. Okay, so I love you,
This is
Andy. You're a great
This is
guy,
Andy.
but we're not going to be horrible on defense. And if you truly think that, then you need to stop watching football because you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's exactly
take
what it
that.
is.
Take that. There you go.
Don't take
How's
that.
that?
Bill, we're gonna hit Matt. I'll go last. Bill, what's your thoughts on our defense? Because I'm gonna be nice to Matt. I want Matt to actually come back on the show, and if we go too much longer, his wife's gonna be like, never again on a Friday.
My wife is right here.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
Thank
wife.
you,
Matt's
Hi,
wife.
wife.
Hi, wife.
She was like, why is it still happening? She's mad at me.
Yeah, we got to get going
Like, are
here.
you
Is that
for real?
Is that the silver bullet, sir?
Are you drinking a silver bullet?
I am drinking a silver bullet.
Take a sip for me too, bro.
I'm really
She's got
jealous.
it.
I
Oh, you
like
gotta get
really,
going
really wish
here.
I had one. Okay, Bill, what's your thoughts on the defense? Rev, I love the take.
I think, you know what, you look at our secondary, okay, you got Zari Alexander, shutdown corner. Okay, we'll match them up, take their best wide receiver out. You got to upgrade in secondary with McKinney. I mean, they're going to be ball hawks out there. I see we're going to have more interceptions than we had last year. And then you got Kenny Clark still rushing. I mean, I can't see a downgrade in our defense. I think we're just going to get better. Quay Walker's flying all over the place. So I just see much improvement over last year. So I'm excited.
Bill knows his stuff.
Yeah,
Bill does
Bill's
those
short and
I
sweet.
got lucky with these two.
Bill's short and
Like,
sweet.
These two are great.
My wife, show it to Bill.
Bill's great. Matt, usually our show is like, well, I'm doing what you're doing.
My wife's getting riled up over here.
Oh my goodness!
Matt,
I
usually
heard
our show is me, I'm you,
They
just
heard that.
rambling, and Bill listens to me. That's our show. 80% of the time. Or it's Blitz and Meds listening to me 80% of the time. So this is great.
I can hear her just yapping. It's hilarious. I love it.
That's awesome.
All right, we got to wrap this quick.
Okay,
Matt,
Matt.
what's your take on the D?
The Packers defense is going to be one of the best defenses in the NFL. And everyone who's saying, just chill out, hang on. My wife's over here yapping. But I think the Packers, I've been yapping about the Packers defense for a long time. They got McKinney, they had a new defensive coordinator. Everyone who talks about the defensive coordinator, not even Packer players, talk about how good he is at teaching the defense. And I watched it from the training camp from the other side of the fence. And he's just schooling these dudes. He's teaching these kids. And I feel like all the players like love the way he presents it, the way he teaches it. And I feel like this Packers defense, everyone's jacked up. Jair's happy, everyone's happy. And I feel like this defensive coordinator, this is the year that I'm finally right, and the defense is a top 5. I'd say it every offseason. I'm a little biased. Dude, I think maybe top 1, not 1. I don't know.
This is a hot take. Okay. I'm going to keep this short for Matt's wife because she's sitting right there off screen. I feel bad.
Yeah,
All right. I'll keep
She
it
doesn't
quick.
like you. She told me right away. She's like, Isaac sucked. She said that.
No. Wow.
No,
They love you, Matt. They hate me. I get it. It's my bad. I interrupted Matt earlier. I do suck. Okay. I'll make it quick. I think our defense has some potential. My only question is, can this defensive line stop the run? Can they stop the run? Do we have anybody but Kenny Clark on the line? Is it going to be Carl Brooks? Is what's his face? Wyatt? Is he finally going to step up? Are we like
Van Ness?
It's not in the pass rush. I think our linebackers and our secondary are going to be really freaking good. Actually, I love Edgerrin Cooper.
Probably the best
Can Van
ever.
Ness step up? And
Yes.
that's my question. If so, we could be a top 10 D. It could make a big step up.
Top 10. Top 5, bro. Isaac.
Top
What are your standards, bro?
I'll take a top 10.
No,
I'm gonna
top
go,
5, bro.
I'm going
Top
I'm
10, we
going
win the Super Bowl.
9, 8 in that range. It comes down to, can Quay Walker be smart will they adjust to a 4-3 quick? Because it's like, I'm going to another NBA reference here. It's like when you're implementing, like when Phil Jackson came in, he's like, we're going to do the triangle. It took him a year. The 4-3, it's just like how Jordan Love got better at the end of last year when Aaron Jones was healthy and he got smart and he was figuring it out. Teams are going to have tape on him, so he's going to have to deal with that. Our defense is going from a 3-4 to a 4-3. Will they make the transition quickly, or will they make it in the second half of the season, which is what I'm thinking?
Very quickly.
Question.
Very
That's
quickly. Very quickly. Like my wife wants this podcast to end but I feel like it's going to be very quickly. I feel like this off season, everyone's jacked up. Everyone's happy. Everyone's learned the thing. I feel like they're going to come out the gate swinging. Absolutely.
Wait, Matt,
I have to leave. My wife is getting ramped up.
Matt, is it your birthday? It's your birthday, isn't it?
No, next Tuesday.
Well, Jason wanted to say happy birthday to you.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Happy almost birthday, dude. I thought recently I didn't know what day it was. So happy almost birthday.
Years young.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Thank you for coming on, dude.
No, I appreciate you guys have me, but yeah, my wife is.
We got to do this again. We want to bring you back on if you're up for it, man. Thank you, seriously.
I actually want to have Med hit me up on Twitter or wherever you're at.
I got you.
I want to. Let's talk some Packers Bears like during time to Packer Bears. My wife's screaming over here. I appreciate that. I love it. It was awesome. Shout out to Bill. Shout out to Isaac over here. Obviously, to Rev Trev. He's the man. And Med, Bears fan over here, handling all of us Packer fans. We're gonna have you on here.
Cool. Go follow Matt everywhere, guys.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate having you on. I gotta bounce all this thing though. Go Pack, go.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. If you guys are cool with it, I got one last question, but I know Rev's got to go to his family too. We got one last question in the comments that I really liked, unless you guys want to have another one, but I like it. It was genuine question. This is another guy we bring on all the time. His name's Peter. He's a Bears fan. He's awesome. Genuine question for the Packers fans. How do you think Love will progress now that there's actual tape on him? I'll go last. Whoever wants to take it.
I think he'll be fine.
You think he's going to be all right?
I think he'll be all right because I think it was him just adjusting to the speed. Like he was kind of thrown off. I know that he played for, he was in the NFL for 3 years before he got his first start and everything. But at the same time, it's a lot different when you're sitting over there holding that clipboard than when you're actually on the field. And when you're practicing up against second string and third string scout team D and stuff like that, they're not as fast as your starters. There's a reason why they're starters. I honestly, in my opinion, as a Bears fan, and Peter, love you, bro. It's just, I think that he's going to be fine. I mean, there's a reason why they gave him the contract they gave him. And, it is what it is. He's going to be all right.
Love it. All right. Bill, you want to go?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he may not be on his fire like he was there at the last half of the year last year, but I think though he'll still be able to gel with his receivers better. I think that connection with Dobbs, he's going to have a better connection with that. He's already proven. Watson, I don't know if that's still kind of up in the air. If he stays healthy, hopefully they get that connection going. I just think Love, I like his approach. He doesn't get very high. He doesn't get very low. He's very even keeled. He's very calm. And I think that's he's mature beyond his years in this league already. And I think that's going to bode him well. Because, if he messes up and he moves on from it. He doesn't let it fray him. And I like that about him. And I think that's going to show through again this year.
Jason, I think we're going to wrap. That's the only reason why I saw Jason's comment. If you want to hop on, but I think we're going to be done in like a few minutes because I want to let Rev go to his family and yeah. But I'm going to be out of town next weekend. All right, Rev, what's your thoughts on Jordan Love?
Yeah, I understand that they've got tape on us and I get it, but you had tape during the year and you saw the games where he was good and you saw the games where he struggled. And if you had tape, that was it. How did he do that? He was NFC Offensive Player of the Week 2 weeks in a row. Mm-hmm. Okay, they had tape on him by then. I'm going to list you the guys who Jordan Love was under last year. Okay, who was better than Jordan Love? Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson. That's it. Let me just name you 5 players that he was better than: Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Patrick, MVP Mahomes, Super Bowl champ Mahomes, Tua, Baker Mayfield, CJ Stroud. I'll just tell you let me do a little rant about this. CJ Stroud is getting a lot of love. Lot of love, and he should. He should. I think he's talented. I think he's surrounded by weapons. If you look at the fantasy football world, he's going as like quarterback number 5.
Number 2.
Jordan Love outplayed him. Okay. Outplayed him. Outplayed all these guys I just said. Do I think that Stroud is bad? No. I just think that people are disrespecting Jordan Love. Like, how in the world, after all his preseason, all the stuff to where he struggled, you've watched it on preseason, he was throwing pick after pick. He did not look good enough. He had that one good game against Philly. They were playing prevent defense. He comes into the league. He's 2nd in touchdowns. 2nd. Like, I'm sorry, as a starter, that's what happened with Jordan Love. This is reality. Will he regress? Possibly. But the same argument for regression is he could get better. They have more experience. They made the playoffs. So whoever wants to say he's going to regress, you can also have the counter argument. And I think it's just as valid either way. If Jordan Love regresses, I mean, how much are we talking here? A couple hundred passing yards, a couple touchdowns, a couple of more interceptions. That's still pretty good. I mean, he was pretty bad some weeks. Like, it was getting pretty depressing. So I just want to remind everyone, he was arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the last how many games? 6, 8 games of the season. So I think that's the thing that we need to remind ourselves. It was frustrating, though, and maybe this is where you're going with this, Med, is against the 49ers. On that last drive, there's too much pressure. You've got one of the best defenses in the league. You're down, and now everything's on your shoulders. Brett Favre could do that. Aaron Rodgers could do that. He's too new. Brett Favre couldn't do that in his first year. Aaron Rodgers didn't do that in his first year. Okay. So I'm thinking he's got an experience. He realized, I should have done this. I should have done that. And he's a learner. You keep talking about, oh man, I went back to the drawing board. So this is a long rant to say, I actually think that Jordan Love has potential to be as good or better. And I get that they have tape on him, but you have tape on everybody.
I like that.
I just want to see less of this. I would be fine if the whole season as a whole, like if you just took raw stats, was slightly lower than last year, if he just shows more consistency. But it's from the offense as a whole. And it's not just him, it's the receivers. Like, is Watson going to be healthy? The people forget, we had a ton of injuries last year. Watson missed a ton of games. Dubs missed time. Our tight ends missed time. Both of them did, actually. I think Kraft was hurt, too. I know Musgrave was hurt. Aaron Jones barely played the first 12 games last year. Right?
Yeah. A question for you. I'm thinking about Aaron, I know we're talking about Love, but throw Aaron Jones. He's no longer in the picture. The Packers relied a lot on, those little short passes, out of the backfield to Aaron Jones.
I think Jacobs can do it. It just maybe not on the same level.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. Jacobs, is he that same kind of Aaron Jones? Does he have that same capability? I don't know. That's my question too, because that's
a good question, Bill. That's a good question. I'll answer it really quickly this way. Different kind of player. Okay, he's better through the tackles. Josh Jacobs is. Okay. I think you're going to be surprised how hard he hits the defensive player.
Okay.
And he does have a juke move. Okay. Aaron Jones was speedy and talented, and I think he was better than Jacobs catching the ball in the backfield. Don't forget, Marshawn Lloyd is. Thank you. I was going to say, I was like, a guy that has dynamic ability.
Yes.
If we're going to throw the ball out of the backfield, I believe that he could be that guy. You just take him out, you put him in, all of a sudden, it's like if that happens, right? So you're right. They're different. What about Aaron? Like, I'm going to miss Aaron. I just love watching him play. But at the end of the day, he was injured for most of the year, and we still made the playoffs.
Yeah.
But he was a difference maker.
So are you saying Lloyd will replace Dylan? And when do you think that'll be?
Well,
season.
Lloyd's hurt right now, isn't he? So isn't he coming?
Okay.
So that's the thing is we haven't really like. I think Packers fans would be like, "Oh my goodness!" the moment they saw him, but you haven't seen him in those preseason games yet. You haven't had the eyeball test, right? So I think they're hoping that he replaces Dillon. I don't know how many running backs do you think we can keep? Because I think we should keep all 4, but they're going to probably keep 3. They have to keep
Wilson. Yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah.
I think they have to. They don't have to keep Dillon. I hope they do. I bought his jersey. I'm like, please just keep him one more year.
Yeah.
But I think Josh Jacobs, if he can stay healthy, you're going to be shocked how many yards he gets. He's never played on an O-line like this.
True. Good point.
I mean, he was the number 1 fantasy back. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
he
2
was.
years ago, and I think he had 1,700 scrimmages.
Oh, he was good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about Josh Jacobs. He's never had a receiving touchdown in his career.
No, I know that was nuts.
Well, I'm a fantasy football junkie. Yeah. I have useless information in my head. I'm always like, how do you know that? You don't even know how to put out the trash, you know?
That's right. Well, because fantasy football is more important.
It is. I'm doing 6 leagues this year, guys. I might be in 7. It's too many.
That's a lot.
It's too many leagues. Okay, well, I want to be
doing 20 a year, Isaac.
Oh my gosh. There's a guy on my show. There's a guy on our show this week who does 50.
Yeah.
Well, if you do 1, you can do 20.
Wow.
It's the same amount of research, right?
One,
and all it is switching your lineup on a Thursday, and you're good to go.
It's just all the drafting that takes so long. But
the drafting is the best.
I want to be good to the wives and be like it's Friday, so it's not a huge deal. But I want to be good to the wives because I just think we should do this panel again. Honestly, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Rev, I want to bring you back on. Hopefully with Matt. Regardless, I've had a blast with you. Let's close with final thoughts so we can try to wrap it around an hour and a half. I feel bad cutting it because we could keep going forever. And we've had some fun comments. I'm hoping Josh Jacobs is it. Really, this is what I'm hoping for this year as a Packers fan. I'll give my fast final thought. I'm just hoping the offense is more consistent, and I'm hoping the defense, you know what? I'll be honest. I'd rather get torched through the air than through the ground. I am so tired of giving up 100 yards on the ground. I want our front to be special, and that is my only concern when you look at the 49ers, the Ravens, the Chiefs defense. We've got Kenny Clark, and that's it. Can one other guy emerge? Gary had some big moments last year. Can he be like, I want to see he had a 3-sack game. He had 6 sacks the rest of the year. Will Van Ness or will Gary, somebody on that front, Wyatt, I don't care, Brooks, somebody. Slayton was decent. Can somebody step up and be a star next to Kenny Clark? Because then I think our defense can be special. That's what I'm looking at the defense. Will they transition to the 4-3 quickly? Is this guy the right DC? Because this is a huge gig for us, guys. If LaFleur didn't get this right, it can't be worse than Barry, but is it going to be good? Because that's one of the reasons the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. They kept Spagnuolo, the best defensive coordinator in the league. So that's my final hot take, and then I'll give where my show's at in a little bit. Bill, what do you think?
I mean, I'll definitely agree with that. I really think, to me, it's about establishing that running game, like with Josh Jacobs. If he can be the beast he can be, then that takes all the pressure off of Love. That play action comes into play. The receivers come into play. I mean, to me, I think it's about that O-line creating the holes. If Josh Jacobs gets on a roll and then they're forced to throw 8-man fronts up there, we get one-on-one, we're going to beat them. So, I mean, I think that'll be a key for us.
I agree. Ned, what's your final Bears or Packers thoughts? Anything, and then we'll give where our shows are at.
Anything?
Yeah, what you got?
So there is a bar that is somewhere between Green Bay and Chicago, and it is actually a place where people go to meet every Bears game, when they play against the Packers. And what I was going to actually recommend, and I wish Matt was still here, Brev, you could probably pass the word, is that I think that one day we all need to go there for one of the Bears-Packers games, and everyone that is left in the thing can come meet us. We'll have one big old one big
That's a great take.
That sounds fun.
That was awesome. Oh, and also, Med, he subscribed to you. I don't know if he subscribed to FFP. Go check this guy. He's got like 5,000 subs, and he's loving his stuff, dude. Shots from the sideline. He found you. So cool.
Nice.
Rev, final thoughts?
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun just to talk about the NFL. I'm really excited about the season. I love Matt. I'm a huge fan. We've become buddies online here, but him and I, we've done some shows together now. I've got a show where he's predicting that the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl this year. So if he was being a little subdued today because he's like, I think we got a chance to win the division. I'm like, dude, you're predicting we're winning the Super Bowl. But we just did a video called "The Number One Bears Hater." I think it's been my most fun video I've ever done. I
saw this on my Twitter.
And Ryan from Packers Net podcast was on there. That guy is worth the price of admission. Ryan. The way he rants, like you think Matt and I rant well, you should listen to Ryan. He makes a living by roasting Bears fans. Now, not a guy like Med who's realistic. He gets all the crazy guys, and they all come at him. And so it's just fun to talk about. I think that's the fun part about the offseason. We can talk all this trash and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, when they get the pads on and it goes and it's war, it's going to be awesome. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how each team in our division plays. I'm pumped. So I think that this is the best division in football. I think I might be a little biased there, but I'm trying to think of who's better. But
the Vikings can be good. That's really it. It's with the injury. If the Vikings were good, I think we would be right there with the NFC North.
Yeah, if Sam Darnold surprises us, because he's got weapons, it could be really crazy. Like maybe nobody even wins like 11 games. You know what I mean? Or 10 games. Like maybe it's that crazy good. I'm not sure.
And I do kind of agree with you because I think what's going to happen is you're going to see a revisit. And I mean, Isaac is the only one young enough to not remember the good old black and blue days. He might actually remember it, but back in the 80s,
the 90s were fun, really.
Crap out of each other.
Oh, yeah.
The Lions were good. The Bears weren't, but the Vikings got decent. The Packers were solid. The 90s were kind of fun because.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I missed it though. I did.
I still see Mike Singletary's eyes.
Exactly. We're known for our middle linebackers. Quarterbacks, middle linebackers.
Yeah. The other thing too is like in our division, isn't it that only the Bears and Packers have actually won Super Bowls?
I think so. Yes.
Well, I should say Super Bowl.
Lions haven't even
been. Yeah.
Lions have never been. Yep.
So close. They should have beaten the 49ers. They should have beaten them. They should have. I don't know if Dan Campbell's the right man. He's the right motivator. Is he the right X's and O's coach? Can he dial it in?
But Isaac, here's the other thing though too. Remember this. You're right. The Lions should have beat the 49ers. A minute 20 remaining, the Green Bay Packers were beating the 49ers.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
You know what I mean? So we were both there.
Yeah.
If we would have beaten the 49ers, would have we gone back in Detroit and won again? I think a lot of Detroit fans were like, there's no way they'd be too angry. Now, that might be true. I'm not sure. But Jordan Love went nuts on Thanksgiving. I was shocked. I predicted we were losing that game.
Yep.
I think that's the thing is we don't understand. Like, keeping Ayuk was a massive thing. When he was going, I'm like, ooh, doggy, this is going to be good because they're starting to shift, right? But man, they're still good. They're still there. Yeah. But this division of ours is going to be fun to watch. I think Seattle's going to be really good this year. People aren't talking about them enough. The Eagles could be good again. I'm not sure. We'll see. But man, I don't know about you, but I'm just pumped for some football.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I don't know if me and Bill are going to talk about if we're moving our show to Thursdays, but Mad's show is Thursdays too, so if we can figure it out. But we're doing a pregame show 2 weeks from now with, oh man, I'm excited. Rev, do you know, I'm doing a plug right now, but I'm excited anyways. We're doing a pregame show with a show called, Sounds Gouda, and these two guys who do a show Coast to Coast with, for Game On Wisconsin. Have you ever checked them out?
I don't think I've heard those guys. I'll check
Game On Wisconsin. Yeah, Bernie Bango and I'm probably gonna say his name wrong, but Ama Diesel. They do. They have a YouTube channel, Game On Wisconsin, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. So
Awesome.
yeah. I can't wait. I love that ours is on a Friday night. I love that we're the second game. We have a primetime Friday night game because we don't have a lot of primetime games unless we get flexed until the end of the season when we have a string of them. So this is, I got to be honest too. I'm not just saying this for Matt. I'm actually really excited to see Caleb and this Bears offense. I'm excited to see what the Lions have got. I think this division could be special, so I'm really excited. Okay, let's do our plugs for our shows and what you got coming up. Bill, I already did our plug.
Yep.
Ned, what you got coming up? What are we doing on next week?
So with Blitz, which is with you, I believe that we are talking to an SEC writer. So that's going to be kind of exciting right there. And then on my own personal show, Shots from the Sidelines, believe it or not, we're doing more for college football. So my buddy is a real big SEC stiffy, and we'll be also talking about some other possible title contenders in college football. So, rest in peace to the Pac-12. That still hurts a little bit, but
yeah.
Not to get emotional. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube. There you go.
Rev, what you got coming up, and where can people find you?
Yeah, so I make passionate content that is realistic, and I literally do it. People don't like my content because I tell the truth.
Same.
And I don't hold back when it comes to sports stuff about the truth. Like I'm still I feel like I'm still respectful. I like getting into it and like making some shots every once in a while. But at the end of the day, I have a lot of respect for a lot of teams, a lot of players. And so if you like passionate, realistic content, hit me up. Rev Trev NFL. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Love for you to follow. I'm trying to grow the channel. It's amazing because I get invited to all these great podcasts like this. My channel sucks compared to everyone else's, but I feel like I bring it every time.
No, you're
and
so great, dude.
I appreciate the people who follow me. But I just sent out an appreciation post to Bears fans, the Bears fans that I highly respect. I mean, who does that kind of stuff? And I've been meaning to do that for a while. But there's people out there that are producing incredible content. I think you guys are doing a great job. So thank you so much for having me on. And I'm just going to keep grinding, keep growing in this thing.
Yes, yeah, sir. I'm trying to grow too. I want to hit I'm really close to 500, but I have a goal of 1,000 by the end of the season, and I'm going to push as hard as I freaking can to do it. I got like 40 of my students to subscribe this week, so that was fun.
There you go.
You get bonus points if you subscribe to Fun Football, and I'm going to actually create
extra credit.
Wait, hold on. I got to hit this comment. This is
What?
Wow. This guy, man, wow.
He's
man, he's something. Oh, if he was giving me crap earlier in the comments, I didn't even throw it up about we got all 400 fans from Green Bay. I was like, you know what's funny is I don't even think many of them are from Green Bay, actually. Anyways, I want to hit 500. I'm only 14 away. Guys, that would be so cool to hit that. I'm going to Arizona next week. I only need 14 to hit 500.
Typing a comment right now.
Which I never would have expected to hit. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was good. We need to get him on. Bears, you know what, dude? You should come on. That would be fun. You should come on the show. On Blitz or this one. Seriously. It'd be great. Anyways, I had a blast talking to Matt Ramage as well. I love having... Did Bill say? Okay.
Bill was like, deuces.
Okay. Bye. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Seriously. This was fun. Matt, really, Rev, you I saw your message. You were right. He's great. You're like, Matt can go.
Matt. I love Matt. He's so fun
to
do content with, but I just enjoy his content so much because he's raw, he's real, he is a homer. Like he's the guy who says, like, he says the things that I don't always believe.
There's Bill again.
You know what I mean?
Sorry.
So, and it's not that he's wrong. I like you ask him his take on being realistic. He's got some good stuff there. So, but his stuff from the stadium's excellent. He's fantastic. So I love working with Matt. He's fun and he's hilarious.
Yeah, he really
You
is.
got to
Yeah.
follow. If you guys aren't following him, listen, his strangling eye videos alone is worth the follow. He is so funny.
I've watched
But
probably
he's a
like
great fan.
I've watched
and
probably like 50 of his videos, and that one really cracked me up.
by the way, like there's videos out there that the Packers are making. Matt's in it.
I like that.
That's
You know what I mean?
cool.
He's a super fan.
That's
And he's a great guy.
That's legit because I don't live up there. That would be like a dream come true. That was like when I started making this stuff, I was like, man, I really just hope people watch and like,
Right?
yeah, that's really all I wanted. So because it really does make a difference. We had one video where there's even recently where there was barely anybody in the comments, and it's just like kind of a drag. So I appreciate it. Bears film. Jason, watching, dude, you rock. You'll be coming on soon. We'll find a show. I just didn't want to bring a ton on this one anyway because and I didn't think we were even going to go past an hour. So here we are, an hour and 40. But okay, so here's what's coming up. We've got the SEC Writer on Tuesday. I will be on vacation next weekend, but I've got a surprise for you guys. On Labor Day, I'm going to be, hopefully they do it, I'm going to be bringing Bill, Med, Ed. I'll be with my dad and hopefully Link all on a stream for our final draft, the Eliminator Draft. So I hope we are doing an 18-person guillotine league.
Yeah.
One person, the lowest scoring gets axed every week. And their players on this part I can't figure out on Sleeper, Rev. So if you know the settings, stay on after the show and help me. The players get cut to free agency, and it's an all-out war for the players. I'm going to try to get a bidding system. But anyways, you just have to not be the lowest scoring team each week. And there's one winner after 17 weeks. So I'm excited. I've never done it. I'm hoping it's fun. So we've got that coming up. And then 2 weeks from now, we've got Game On Wisconsin. And me and Med on Blitz that week. We've got a trifecta of people. I'll announce that next week. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'm only 14 away from 500. I want to hit it. I'm also on X. Obviously, here, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Please follow. Thank you for watching Fun Football Podcast. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the season opener. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. And please share it with your friends. I appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you when the season starts. That's kind of exciting to say. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Rev. Thank you, Med. Thank you, Bill. See you guys in 2 weeks.